the most participative audience, I must say, in any conference that I have attended. A very warm welcome to exclusive 14th edition of Data Center Summit and Awards. I'm 𝗘𝗱𝗶𝗁𝗂𝗃. I welcome you all on behalf of sponsors Vertiv, Nexa by Airtel, Eaton, WebWorks, Comscope, Fourth Partner Energy, Panduit, NetApp, Johnson Controls, Innovative Vastu Nirman Private Limited, 𝗘𝗱𝗶𝗁𝗂𝗃, ZPE and Adani Connects. I welcome you all to 14th edition of Data Center Summit and Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to begin by letting you all know a short brief about this event. Well, with the increased disruption and digital adoption, business ecosystems are witnessing an explosion of data. This disruption has fast-tracked the demand for IT infrastructure because of increased adoption of cloud services and digital transformation. With more and more consumers and businesses using DC and cloud services, the demand for hyperscalable data center is booming. With data centers becoming the hub for digital ecosystems, enabling innovative scalable services calls for massive processing power. AI-powered applications, smart monitoring tools, and intelligence in the data center and the automation. Today at this event, the industry experts will discuss the evolving landscape of data centers and best strategies to keep them more relevant to the changing business environments. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this pleasure in inviting our first speaker, Mr. Narendra Sonawane, VP Global Head 𝗍𝗂𝗋 at Infosys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him with your applause. As the Senior Vice President and Global Head for Information Systems at Infosys, Narendra drives the company's tech strategies, digital transformation initiatives, and internal IP monetization for clients. A very warm welcome to you, sir, and over to you.
Audible? Yes. Yeah, thank you. Always happy to be in 𝗗𝗃𝗵𝗁𝗂𝗃. And for the first time, I heard an English share in English. Thank you, Nadia, for that. Okay, so I don't know, you guys have heard about it, heard it earlier. So the topic is Data Center 2025. And I tried to add to that tagline, staying relevant, nimble, resilient, efficient. So we see that there are a lot of changes happening around us, and they say that this decade belongs to India. And if it is really going to happen that way, I am sure that all of us here have a very important role to play in that. The world around is changing. Although we say that, yeah, maybe the decade will be for India, but the world around is changing so rapidly. Some of the changes are, of course, good for us, and which is what is making people believe that this is going to be a decade for India. For example, all the geopolitical issues, whether it is Russia, Ukraine, US, China, China, Taiwan, and of course China, India as well. Some of these factors are actually going to help us, although I don't think the border issue is going to help us. But overall, the tension between US and China, I think, is going to help us, along with our, the young population and so on and so forth. At the same time, there are factors which are in a way kind of negatively affecting, right? Overall global economy, and overall if really some of the wars really take place, then whether the economy itself will grow and whether there will be an opportunity for us to find that place in the world is a question mark. There is of course various other things which are happening, which at this point in time look to be favoring, but may not be. So So what I thought that while there is all these changes and we want to be really, there's an opportunity for India as such, an opportunity for all of us to play that role, to build something that's going to really last for generations to come. I was looking back and saying, what are some of the tenets which are constant? While as the world evolves, there are certain things which are going to be, we need to adjust, we need to tweak our strategies around it. So I've tried to take a shot at it based on the experience that I have, and will be happy to discuss with you guys. I think whatever happens for us as an IT professional, I think these are the 4 tenets which kind of remain constant, doesn't matter what happens. And those are staying relevant, being nimble, being efficient, and being resilient. And we'll go through each one of them in some amount of detail. But what I've also tried to depict, you see that they are kind of placed, and some of them at a little higher position, some of them at a lower position. That's to indicate that it is up to us to, in our context, in our industry, in our company as such, what is it that we need to, what's more important? What is it I need to tweak to make something more important, because that's important for me as a company, for the company. Some things maybe we have already matured, and maybe that at one time maybe you need to take the vaccine, because all said and done, whatever it is, we all have to deal with within a constrained budget as such. And we don't really have infinite budget to say, yeah, I want to do everything. While that is true, at the same time, you will also realize that these are interconnected. They have not, although it looks like in the diagram, it looks like they are very, very mutually exclusive. You realize that you cannot really just do one and not really touch the other one as such. What I've also tried to do when we go through each one of them, starting with staying relevant, you'll find that some of the thoughts or some of the ideas that I thought that what each one of us can look at from each of these tenets as such. These sub-themes, you see, will keep changing from time to time. Okay, today in this world, that you see some of the 4 or 5 items mentioned there. Those are there, but maybe after 5 years they may be different as well. But overall, the tenet will remain same. What is also, of course, all such conferences and all that are also help us to see what others are doing and then learn from them. And again, very important to see what contextualize them in your industry, for your company, and so on. So staying relevant. Staying relevant basically means that we are aligned to the company strategy. It means that we are aligned to the customer needs. It means we are understand the industry trends and are able to adapt to it. But there are some of things which are there, which are purely from a technology point of view, and we'll go through some detail in each one of them based on, I would like to share my experience on them. The most important thing is for us as leaders to be business savvy. And I think you guys have been hearing this, but it becomes more and more important if you really want to be relevant and in the changing world. It's important that we understand the business. We are able to do any of this project which is staying relevant cannot happen unless we are completely aligned to the leadership of the company. And companies are doing various things, including, of course, having product managers now. Okay, so it's different than business analysts. Product managers are basically having a view that each of my app or it's a product. And I try to draw a roadmap, which is basically saying we know what's happening and we can define what's good for the company as such. Coming to this digital transformation as such, and I know all of us have been in this journey either proactively or thanks to COVID, we were kind of forced to do digital transformation. Again, digital transformation itself means different for different companies. Right? For manufacturing, it would be smart manufacturing, IoT, and so on. For retail, it would be omni-channel retail. You can't just have a physical presence, right? You need to have an e-commerce or a digital presence as such. For other companies, it's about experience, whether it's customer experience, employee experience, stakeholder experience, and so on. So you need to contextualize it and create that journey, because that's clearly that is one thing that's going to really make or break your company as such. And again, as I said, you can't really make a business case out of it unless you are completely aligned. You can talk the business language as such. Artificial intelligence, of course, ChatGPT has spoken all the artificial intelligence space as such, and it's an opportunity. At the same time, it is also quote unquote in that area where we don't know really where it's going to go. In the short run, from a jobs point of view, in the long run, from an economy point of view, and so on. Of course, today I'm sure that each one of us say that we are doing artificial intelligence. It's one of those things. Like some time back there was digital transformation. Today, in today's world, I think all of us have to say that I'm doing artificial intelligence. And depending on whom you are speaking, you will say that everything we are doing is artificial intelligence, right? But of course, artificial intelligence itself is a big space. And to just on that note, we are also trying to say that. We are trying to say at Infosys, we are trying to say that we want to be AI first. Everything that we do has to have an AI as well. And AI itself is a broad spectrum. It's a broad umbrella of various technologies that come into it. And although it seems at times that it's something which is quite esoteric, it requires data scientists, it requires high-paying individuals, which most probably will never be able to recruit, which is the fact. Right? So the only way to do it is to be a little smart about it. As I said, AI itself is a broad term, and it includes very deterministic models, which are basically rule-driven. Right? If you have rules saying that machine can take certain or your processes can take certain decisions on their own. Of course, keeping human in the loop, what is called as HIT, human in the loop as such. But then, of course, there are generative AI, which will help from a knowledge management point of view. There is NLP. All this, the deterministic NLP, OCR, generative AI, etc., are available as service from any of these hyperscalers. And that doesn't really require a data scientist for you. And of course, when you get into predictive space, etc., statistical, that's where you need a data scientist. Again, as I said, it's very difficult to recruit them as such, and most likely you will have to make do with MTechs and somebody who is adjacent, not really take AI as such. Sustainability is a very important topic, and all of us are actually experiencing it as the summer goes, and India already now they are talking about ESCs for heat, the summer stroke, right? It's very much here, and all of us have to be cognizant of it, and I'm really happy that at UBS Forum now we don't really have plastic bottles, and we have this glass, and even outside, no more plastic bottles. It's really good that we are taking cognizance of it and trying to change our habits as such. Cyber security, you can always say that it's in the resilient space, but I think the kind of things that are happening, including nation states using cyber warfare itself as one of the forward strategy as such. It's important unless we adopt cyber security as saying that we staying relevant and not just put it as one of the resilient things. We're not going to really aspire to become the decade or whatever good things I talked about. So that's staying relevant. Second one is, I think, staying nimble. Nimble allows us to take advantage of the opportunities that are there. And in the decade to come, I think there will be a lot of such opportunities. And you can take care, we can leverage, and we can take advantages of these opportunities. Only if our IT infrastructure is also helping this, because we all know that today companies cannot work on their own, right? There is no manual processes and all that, right? I think that's maybe 10-year backstory. So unless our processes and systems and our IT backbone is nimble, we cannot really take advantage of the situation. And it's combination of, again, various technologies as well as the processes. The first and foremost is agile processes, and I think what agile does is that you say that there is no long-running projects. And we at Infosys have a 6-week sprint. It doesn't matter whatever we do, it's a 6-week sprint. And it's into true agile. You don't really try to make a waterfall project into 6 weeks and say, okay, I'm just doing requirement, doing design, but trying to create something which is useful for the end user. And I think that's an important mindset shift. Related to that is, of course, DevSecOps, because that again helps you shift left, and then being nimble because you're able to now turn around much faster. Microservices and Kubernetes are the thing. Monolithic apps do not, we all know that they are very difficult to make any changes. Microservices, what it does is that it breaks down apps into multiple things, modular app, people working on different technologies. Each microservice can be on a different technology as such. And with Kubernetes, etc., it's very easy to scale up as such. But of course, from a data center point of view, it increases the complexity. Because now you have, unless one app, now you have microservices deployed across your various servers, and they're trying to communicate, so that the speed, the network speed, security, and all that becomes important as such. So, although relevant and nimble, it almost looks like they are part of an app world, and then there is a data center world, right? So it's almost two sides of the coin as such. While these two, it looks at, and yeah, it is true that they belong to the app world, but as I said, there is an implication on the data center as such. Cloud solution, we all know, and how cloud really helps us being nimble. Edge, again, edge also means different in different contexts as such. It means different for Infosys, it would mean different for retail. For us, it means that can we have our edge closer to the user based on where they are, based on the geography. For retail, it would mean maybe the store as such. For manufacturing, it may mean the plant as such. So this for staying nimble as such. Staying resilient, and I think now we are shifting into something that's more relevant from a data center point of view. Staying resilient is an important part, because that helps whatever, while nimble is taking advantages of opportunities, resilient is making sure that whatever adverse things happen, whether because of your geography, natural calamities, and so on and so forth, you are able to respond and you are able to withstand that as such, and make sure that the operations of the company continue. Again, while there are a list of technologies that I have put together, I think it's important that the mindset of people also changes. And I put together that something called as audits, mock audits, and tabletop. Tabletop is I don't know how many of you practice it, but you should if you're not. And tabletop itself can be in various forms. You just have a leadership team and saying, if this happens, then how will we respond? And try to really make it a mock thing and try to see how people respond to it. And you'll be surprised to find out that how ill-equipped and ill-prepared you are. You can take it further down and make it at a support level. If suppose somebody from the support team gets a call that this site is down and it is down for 12 hours and it is not coming up. Are they sensitive to say that it is an anomaly? Actually, this is not something that should happen. And are they able to bubble up? Or it takes one good 14-16 hours for you to realize that there is a serious problem. There may be an attack. Whether your people itself are aware. Of course, there are a whole lot of technologies and they will throw alerts, etc. But are people who are monitoring it are understanding that maybe this is not right, and get right set of people. And it's an important cultural change, and I think the tabletop exercises, audits, etc. help you uncover that. Governance is again very important from again resilience point of view, because that helps you put a framework, you put set of APIs which you can monitor. It puts for the whole risk management as such, and then regular reviews which help make sure that you really whatever process and principles that you have put together, they are really adhered to. AI Ops, although it is here, and AI Ops itself is again an umbrella term. It definitely helps to detect any anomalies. It helps you to auto-heal and also determine the correlations as such. Load balancing, redundant power, connectivity, I think all of us can understand that. Data encryption. Data encryption is again another thing. At rest is easier to do. In transit is something is difficult. These are defensive depth. Again, we all as data professionals, we understand this, and I think there is a fair amount of maturity in this. Network segmentation, I think that's something which is not many companies are doing, but we all understand that with a flat network, what are the risks associated with it. Geo-replication, multi-zone deployment, these are something which, again, with GDPR and some other compliances, we may have to do it, but it, of course, creates a whole lot of complexities from an application architecture point of view. How do you, now application knows where to connect and so on. So that's staying resilient for you. Staying efficient is, of course, again, when it comes to cost pressure, etc., everybody looks at the data center, and rightly so. There are a few things here, of course, capex to opex model. Again, all of us understand that there are a whole lot of now manufacturers, server manufacturers, and various manufacturers which are coming with pay-as-you-go model, which definitely helps us. Hybrid cloud is definitely thing. And I think by now, I think everybody understands that we need to be smart about how do we use cloud. Cloud itself is, of course, good, but from a cost point of view, it may not be the right thing. Right? We all understand if you just lift and shift app, we are going to have more cost compared to in-house. Same app, if it's a constant load, we all understand. If you put it on-prem, 20% straight saving. If you want to deploy on cloud, of course, then there are these characteristics of app which will make sense. If it's a dynamic load, etc. Or you can still use it if you reach-out app, microservices, Kubernetes, you can use serverless kind of thing, and then it dynamically can change it, and that way you can really be efficient. But as such, directly cloud doesn't help. Finally, again, to stay efficient, again, talent, you won't get good people. The market is getting bad, from bad to worse. Only way is to look at reskilling, upskilling your people, trying to recruit from attrition skill. Good things is about while AI Ops was there in the earlier slide, making infra as a code with Ansible, with ChatGPT, you can really write. All of us can write code and make various tasks automated as such. In my team, all the in the support side also, actually non-engineers have written Ansible code as such using ChatGPT. So it's all very easy now. I think that's something we should do. Open source is another important thing because it helps. Apart from just cost, actually, the technology is so amazing. We were till about 5 years back, we were all proprietary technologies. Now we are almost 80-90% open source, and the experience from the user experience, the performance is phenomenal. And that's something I really encourage all of you to look at. So that's all in summary. These are the 4 tenets, and I think we need to contextualize in your industry, in your company, what makes sense, and tweak it so that you are ready for 2025, and not just that, but help take advantage of the India decade. So it seems that is there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Narendra.